Hey, 8th graders. This is the Moral Focus lesson for the week of December 4th through December 11th. I really enjoyed looking through your responses last week about restraint and how you handle the space between reacting and acting. I read probably close to 74 different comments. One thing I would encourage you to do is to be serious in your responses. There were several of you who um, used words that maybe you thought that I didn't know the definition of, and I would encourage you to maybe be able a little bit more mature unless we need to have one-on-one conversations. So, with that being said, I want to dive into week number 2 of self-control. And you guys see I have my screen set up. I've got my notes on my left-hand side. If it helps you to kind of follow along here, this is just to make sure that I don't blab on for too long, and that way it helps me organize my thoughts. And if it's helpful for you, great. So I am going to close this up for a second. I've got 5 pictures here, and I want you to memorize them and possibly think about what they are about. There's one. Got it? Say one word that you think that picture represents. Go. What was it? Next picture. What do you think this represents? Give it one word. Go. What was it? Say it out loud. Next one. Give this picture an appropriate caption. Go. What was it? No, your answer's wrong. I can't hear it. Next one. This one has 2. Move my face out of the way here. You got those? Last one. Probably my favorite. Got it memorized? Okay, now I want you to rifle them off on your fingers. What was one of the pictures? Or you got to have at least 3 out of 5 of the pictures. Let's see. There was one of looked like someone was breathing. There was one, it looked like there was a piece of paper that was cut up to say I can or I can't. There was one where it looks like someone was building something or someone was sketching. I think I'm missing some. Looks like there was some where there were some teenagers where they were talking. And I think I missed. Oh, there was a journaling one. Did you get all 5 of them? I hope so. Today, we are going to talk about getting angry. And I don't want to drone on and on about this. I want to just give you some 5 tips that will hopefully help you when you do get angry. Because for me, I know when I get in the moment and I get angry about something at work or something at home or with my friends, I know that I can usually try one of these strategies. And if they don't, I just go right down to the next. These 5 have helped me get through a lot of really tough times. And I hope that you can at least take away maybe 1 or 2 today. So, my main question for you is, do you have a strategy for when you get really, really angry? I want you to think back to one time in recent memory that you were so angry that you felt that you were not in physical control of yourself or your brain. If you can't think of it right away, I want you to pause this video and think of it. Now I want you to say that event out loud if you're able to. Okay. So now that you have that firmly etched in your mind, hopefully you can remember it. I was going to show you a little video on self-control, but I'm just going to go through, for the sake of time, to give you these tips. So for me, if I am freaking out about something, let's say let's say I got an email from a coworker and I am really stressing out about it. And me, if I like if I'm teaching and I get this email like in between classes, my brain's not going to be able to turn this email off if it's something that makes me upset. I have a tendency to, especially if I'm upset, I fixate on things and I can't get them out of my head until I physically do something about it. And I'm aware that I'm in this loop, or that or I'm aware of my thinking and how it keeps traveling back to the same topic, but I can't do anything about it unless I physically, like I said, do something. So for me, I'll simply, if I'm able to step out of the room, I'll do that and I'll just sit there and breathe. I know it sounds strange, but I might go in the bathroom and I might look into the mirror and I might look at myself and just take some deep breaths and try to slow my heart rate down, get that oxygen going to my brain. Because the more oxygen I have going to my brain, the more clearly I am able to think and rationalize. Because you guys need to understand that when you feel anger or fear, your brain and your body are producing chemicals that help you fight or flight, or fight or run away. And until you're able to get that heart rate down, that animal part of your brain that's still there is kind of in control. And until you can, like I said, slow that heart rate down, you're not going to be able to do anything. So this first one is just breathe. I know it's silly, but it works. Second one, what is it? It's journaling. For me, journaling is probably the most successful one that I've been able to do, especially since I've become a father. And especially with technology, I have my journal with me at all times. I have an app on my phone. It's called Day One. I suggest you check it out. It's free, and it honestly it was $4 for like the upgraded version, and it's nice because it backs up all my journal entries. I have journal entries from like 8 years ago, and what I started to do was I'd set up a certain time of day to journal, whether it's either before I go to bed at night or when I get right to work in the morning. Usually I'll sit in my car where it's nice and cozy and comfy, and I've got my seat heater on, and I'll just sit there and take maybe a minute or two, just jot down what happened the day before, anything that was really out of the ordinary. Or this is especially helpful when, like, I'm in that fixation loop where I am so upset about something and I just can't get it out of my brain. For me, I call this a dump. You just take anything that's in your head, any thoughts, and just dump them out onto paper, or into your phone. And so for me, that physical act of writing my thoughts out, it just takes this weight off my shoulders and off of my brain, and it kind of sets them aside until I'm able to work on them or process through them later. And to be honest, there's something really powerful about looking at, like, reading your emotions out loud that helps you figure out what exactly is going on. And for me, the most powerful example is that when I look from year to year, um, one of the nice things about the Day One app is that it says, like on Facebook where it says 1 year ago you did this, and it will show a picture. Well, on day one it will say, in 2019 you posted this, or in 2018, and it's fun because I'll be starting to journal that morning, and I'll be able to look through my last 5 years of posts, and you would be surprised at how many patterns pop up. It turns out at this time of year, I'm stressed about this, or I'm stressed about this. And just being able to understand your history of where you've been and strategies that you've tried, or like, am I still struggling with this? What worked for me last year? Having that track record is so helpful for me. Another thing for me about journaling is listing facts out. And I just deleted that. Listing facts out. Uh, Facts don't care about how you feel. And when you're making decisions, you need to look at facts. And for me, that is brings me a lot of comfort when, for example, I'm you're on Instagram. You post a picture, and your friend comments on something, and you can't really tell if the comment is like positive, and you might be feeling a little self conscious about it. And the first time you read it, you just blow up and get upset. Uh, there's a lot of possible things that you could do. You could reply right away and just explode on that person and possibly ruin your friendship over one small thing. Or you can pause a minute, write down some things that are facts. I have been friends with this person for 5 plus years. We have had a really strong friendship. We've done a lot of things together. We've been through some really weird things together. Um, I feel like right now we're doing great. And when I list out all of those facts or things that have happened before, it allows me to say, hey, I think this person had good intentions in mind. And so probably shouldn't fly off the hook right away. And you'd be surprised at how many relationships or friendships end that way. And once you post something online, it stays online. Someone can take a screenshot of whatever you write. So if you blow up and write a comment, I hate you, why would you say that about me? That comment stays. Even if you delete it, someone could have taken a screenshot of it and shown it to the person. So stop and think. Number 3, talking about it. For relationships, this is a big one with me. With my wife, I instantly feel better if I'm feeling angry, if I take the initiative and tell her what's going on in my head. 99 it's so it's so helpful because 99% of the time I'm not even upset with her. I'm upset with something that happens, or maybe something that the kids do, or something I'm upset about at work. And just telling her and saying, hey, I'm upset. I'm not upset with you. I'm upset about this, and I think it's because this reason or whatever. And what happens is that she can automatically go off of like defense mode and she goes into listening and helping mode. Uh, and in terms of talking about it, like when we're talking online, like that Instagram post example I had earlier, there's one little small phrase that stuck with me through the original principal at Eagle Crest. His name was Daniel Harris. And something that I would always hear from him, he'd say, what do you mean by that? And it sounds like a really simple question. Say it out loud. What do you mean by that? And when someone would say something like challenging to him or maybe sounded kind of rude, he would stop and ask that question. And automatically, like people who are being rude are just like, okay, whoa, like this person is like going to call me out on this. Or if if you communicate in the wrong way, it's a great way to clear things up almost instantly. So, if you're talking on Instagram, or I mean, if you're posting on Instagram, I might not say, what do you mean by that? Like on the general page or on the picture page, because that will start like a huge, flame war or whatever. I might DM someone. I might, even better yet, if you feel comfortable, which I would hope you would, you can actually physically call the person that you're having this issue with, because you guys need to understand that. I mean, you're growing up in a time where everything is text. You text each other. You talk to each other in person at school, or if you're playing games online, you're talking over a headset. Um, the physical act of talking instead of texting has been shown to psychologically make you feel better. And you need to also understand that text is terrible about conveying emotion and meaning. When you read a text from someone, or a DM, or a comment, have you ever just totally taken it the wrong way? It happens all the time. So if you're having problems with someone, or if you're feeling angry about something, physically call them. Your phone is not just a computer that has an app that lets you call people on it. It's an actual phone. And I know I sound old when I'm saying this, but you need to call people. All right. So that was talking to people. And I've got two more, and I'm going to try to go through them kind of quickly because I might be losing you because I've been talking for a long time. Let's review quick. One, breathing. Two, journaling. Three, talk it out. Four, this one is probably my second favorite. It is drawing or working on something. For me, I personally don't do a lot of sketching myself, but if that's your thing, go for it. For me, it's spending time out in my workshop. If I'm really struggling with something during work, for me, once the kids go down to bed, I'll I'll head straight out to my workshop and start working on a project because it could be something. If I don't even have a project going on, it could be something as simple as me reorganizing or cleaning up the shop or moving things around or start thinking about what I'm going to do next. There's something so stress relieving about working with your hands and doing something that allows you to kind of just check out for a little bit or switch gears. Um, Everyone, I think, in this world should have a space or a thing where people can just leave you alone. And for me, working in my workshop, I mean, my wife knows that when I'm out there, if I've had a crazy day, like just give me some time and let me work it off. And in the end, when I walk out of the shop, it just feels so good, and I feel like I've just left all of that anger, just kind of let it bleed out. Um, so find something that is physical that helps you get it out. And then finally, positive thinking. And I know you may groan when I say that positive thinking. I've heard about positive thinking forever. Like, why are you still talking about this? Middle school teachers talk about it all the time. Well, there's a reason why, is they probably believe in it and they've used it and it works. Um, and my daughter has this little, she watches Daniel Tiger or whatever. If you have little kids or if you have little brothers or sisters, you probably heard it. They've got like little jingles that go along with different lessons, and it's when something seems bad, turn it around and find something good. And she'll sing that whenever something's going bad or she'll feel bad. And for me, it's a nice refresher too, because here's an example. I wake up back when we used to go to school in person. When I wake up some days and I'm having a rough day and I just don't feel like going to work and I'm just frustrated and I'm feeling stressed. Maybe I didn't sleep well. Maybe my kids were up at night. I'll kind of catch myself getting angry about something and then totally turn it around and say, "Yes, I'm upset about this, but I've got a shorter day today. I don't have any after school commitments. I uh, am going to be going to the park with the kids tonight, so that'll be fun that we can actually get out of the house. I'm going to be playing some games with my friends once the kids go down for sleep, and I am alive, and I didn't die in my sleep, and I have food in my belly, and I had a warm house to sleep in last night, and I didn't have to worry about being safe. I've got all those things, and I know that sounds weird, but as I start going through that litany of different things that are good, it doesn't fully erase my anger or my frustration, but it blunts it. It blunts it so that way I can function and that way I can turn it around and find something good. So I've talked a lot at you, and I hope some of these things stuck with you. I tried to give you more concrete examples this time that you could use, but just to quickly go through these strategies: breathing, journaling, talking it out, not texting it out, talking it out, finding something physical or something to work on that's not stressful, and positive thinking. I want you to choose at least one, and I want you to try it next time you get upset. So closing this up, I want you to post in the actual questions. Let me see if I can start a new one here so that way you can actually see. I'm going. Bear with me, guys. Go on 6-8 specials. I think I've got a draft saved here. Oh, it doesn't look like I do. But I want you guys to fully answer the question and be honest again. I can't wait to see them. It was so good to see you guys. Hope you're having a great week. And I look forward to talking to you next time. Don't be angry. Figure it out.